welcome back to my channel, and today I'm recording the part 3 of IGCSE 0620/12 May 2019 paper. If you haven't checked out the previous two videos, I'll put the link in the description box down below and you can go and check it out. So in part 1 we did 10 MCQs, and in part 2 we did 20 MCQs, that are 10 more MCQs. And we're again going to follow the same pattern for part 3, and we're going to carry on with 10 more MCQs with full explanation. The melting points and boiling points of group 1 of the periodic table are shown. Which pair of elements are liquid at 800 degrees Celsius? Well, so we're going to check out at 800 degrees Celsius which of them are at liquid state. That means it's melted but not boiled. If it's boiled, that means if it's on the boiling point, if the temperature 800 degrees Celsius is the boiling point, so it means it's turned into gas. Otherwise it hasn't turned into a gas. So we need to make sure that the melting point is like about, you can say, below 800 degrees Celsius, and the melting point is below 800 degrees Celsius and the boiling point is above 800 degrees Celsius, so that it's in between. It's melted, it's not solid, and it's boiled, not gas. It's not boiled, it's in liquid form. I hope the things are clear. We're gonna check out lithium. Yes, lithium has 181 degrees Celsius, which is below 800 degrees Celsius. That means it's a liquid state. However, the boiling point is 1330 degrees Celsius, which is quite above 800 degrees Celsius, which means it hasn't boiled yet. So lithium would be the right answer. So we are having a pair of elements. We're gonna find the other element to form a pair. Sodium. Sodium is below 800 degrees Celsius, but its boiling point is above 800 degrees Celsius, which means it is also liquid at 800 degrees Celsius. So definitely lithium and sodium are the pair. Let's see which option is it, and it's C. So the answer is C. Moving forward to 22nd MCQ. The table gives some information about 4 metals Q, R, S, and T. Which elements are correct? So we're gonna read the statements and then gonna decide which one are correct. So the first statement says T forms a colored sulfate. T has a high melting point, it has a high density as well, and it has catalytic activity as well, which clearly tells us that this is a transition element. So yes, 1 is correct. Then coming to 2, Q and S are transition element. Well, Q does not have catalytic activity. It forms white metal sulfate, not colored, so that means it's definitely not transition element. So if Q is not transition element, so is S, because it has almost the same properties. So Q and S both are not transition elements, so 2 is incorrect. 3, the density of R is 0.53 gram per centimeter cube. Question part 3. Density of R. This is gonna be 0.53 gram per centimeter cube. It definitely is. So this we can say that 1 and 3 are. This is a bit question in which you can say we see a quite of it as 0.53 gram per centimeter cube seems to be quite a very low density. So 3 is correct, which is not really, because we can say 3 is correct in a way that it has got a density. However, this is not correct simply because 0.53 because we are not noticing any trend over here, so we can neither say it's correct nor it is wrong with the trend. But if we look at the metal sulfate color, it is green, which tells it is a transition element. So we can clearly understand that it must have a higher density and not 0.53 gram per centimeter cube. So R is not 0.53 gram per centimeter cube. It is incorrect. Coming to fourth one, R shows catalytic activity. Yes, it does. It definitely does. Because it's a transition element as it forms colored metal sulfate and has a greater density. So it's gonna be B. So moving on to question number 23, the electronic structures of helium, neon and argon are shown. Which flow describes these gases? So first of all, helium, neon and argon are all of these have a complete octet. They are noble gases, so definitely none of them are reactive, so A is not the right answer. Coming to B, C and D, any one of them could be right answer when talking about reactivity. Then we'll go to form of the gas. They do not react, so they are always in monoatomic form, so it's D. But let's come to the electronic structure as well. Complete outer shell of electrons, definitely they have complete octet because it has 2 in its outer shell and this is the first shell, so first shell always has 2, and then the rest of them have 8 in its octet. That means it has complete outer shell of electron. Answer is D. The diagram shows structure of two substances used to make electrical conductors. This statement correctly describes X and Y. X is a pure metal and Y is a compound. This is not correct because here we do not get what is a compound and what is not a compound. Both of them are actually they're not chemically bonded together. That cannot be seen. So A not the right answer. It's a mixture of elements that we can see in Y. A mixture of two different metals are called alloy. So X is a pure metal and Y is an alloy. Thus B is the right answer. Coming to 25. 3 different metals are reacted separately with dilute hydrochloric acid and with water. The results are shown. What is the order of reactivity of the metals, starting with the most reactive? So we're gonna see which one is the most reactive and which one is the least reactive. Here the keyword is probably most reactive. We're gonna start it with most reactive, so you must underline most reactive. This whole statement starting with the most reactive, so that you do not forget this thing and you can mistakenly start with the least reactive one, which is a common mistake of students. So first of all, we'll see at the most reactive one. According to them, T reacts and it reacts with water as well. That means it's the most reactive one. However, S does not react with any of them, so it's the least reactive one. And R reacts with one and not the other. That means it's once again a moderate reactive one, we can say, if we compare it with both of them. So it must be T, R and S. Let's find the option. And it's C. C is the right answer. 26. Iron is extracted from its ore in a blast furnace. Hematite, coke, limestone and hot air are added to the furnace. Which explanation is not correct? This word is already bolded, but I will once again recommend you all to underline it so that you do not think something incorrect. So it must be coke burns and produces a high temperature. which is correct. It definitely is correct. Hematite is the ore containing the iron as iron 3 oxide, which is again correct. Hot air provides the oxygen for the burning. Hot air contains oxygen, so yes, C is correct. However, if we look at option number D, it says limestone reduces the iron 3 oxide to iron, which is not correct. So D is the right answer. 27. Which property of aluminum makes it useful in the manufacture of aircraft? Aircraft. Definitely, aircraft is something that has to fly in the air, so it must have low density. So, conducting electricity has nothing to do with aircraft, so its answer is C. Water can be treated by filtration, then chlorination. Which uses do not need water for this quality? So we are gonna see at the options. Water for cooling in industry, it requires water. It requires water can be treated by filtration and chlorination. So for industries we need to have chlorination, a water that has passed chlorination. And water for washing clothes, yes it does. However, water for drinking, you cannot drink water with chlorine, so it's not gonna be 3. So answer is gonna be 1 and 2 both, which is option number B. The following gases pollute the atmosphere: sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and carbon monoxide. Which gases contribute to the acid rain? Sulfur dioxide reacts with water and forms sulfuric acid. In the end, after sulfuric acid, it forms sulfuric acid. Oxides of nitrogen as well, so it's gonna be both of them, 1 and 2, but not carbon monoxide. It does not contribute to acid rain, so the answer is gonna be B. Coming to MCQ number 30, the diagram shows an experiment to investigate how paint affects the rusting of iron. What happens to the water level in tubes P and Q? Water would definitely rise in P. However, Q will have no change because it's painted iron, and painted iron has no like it is covering it, it is protecting it. So Q will have no change. According to it, the answer must be D. So D is the right answer. Here we are done with 30 MCQs. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it fruitful. Like, share and subscribe the video.